Good evening. I'm David Swotek, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Nebraska women's golf will tee off their season this Sunday at the Badger Invitational in Madison, Wisconsin. The three-day 54-hole competition will show off the new talent on the team. The Husker women have only 3 returning letter winners, with 7 new members, all hitting soon at the University Ridge Golf Club. Live scoring of the event will be available on Huskers.com. The Nebraska men's golf team is also hitting the road to kick off the golf season, but not quite in Wisconsin. The Husker men are heading to Minnesota for the Gopher Invitational at Winsong Farm Golf Club. Graduate senior Reed Malik and senior Hamish Murray will lead the 2-day 54-hole event. Just like the women, the men's live scoring can be found at Huskers.com. After a tough loss earlier in the week, Nebraska Volleyball returned with a victory in straight sets against the Citadel yesterday. The Huskers only trailed 4 times in the entire match and hit 5 aces while not allowing the Bulldogs to have even one. The next game for Nebraska will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Montana State as part of the Husker Invitational. All the action will be carried with pregame coverage starting at 1 p.m. here on the Huskers Radio Network. Timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Coming up next is the first hour of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Dylan gets a snap. Gets hit as he throws down the field looking for Nayor. Makes a catch inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Gets a snap. Back to throw. Steps, throws. Intercepted. Picked off Malcolm Hartzog at the Nebraska 43-yard line. It's his 4th career INT.
Serve. Goes to Laney. Good pass there on the side. Rebecca putting dents in the Devaney deck. It's 24-15. All Big Red in the first. Sinks her right hand into it. Line drive. Cross court. Decent pass by Gibson. Gets it back. Back right roll shot by Gibson on the purple top. Nice up by Olivia. Here come the Huskers to slide. Andy Jackson. Another rocket. Off the digging out of here. It's 16-12 Big Red.
Trips to the near side. Snap back to Raiola. Steps, throws toward the end zone for Banks. Goes up, makes the catch. And it is a touchdown, Nebraska. Jamal Banks out-leaped a couple of defenders and pulls it in there for 6 points. Lieben trips the fullback. They turn handed off to Gabe Irvin, and he is fighting his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, good evening. It's a Friday edition of Sports Nightly, the head of a huge college football game tomorrow here in Lincoln with Colorado in town to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Every time we have a big-time game in Lincoln, Fridays in this town just are different. There's a feel, a buzz, and that was certainly the case today. I've seen some Colorado fans already walking around town. They're here. Their equipment truck made it into town earlier today. Jessica, this is going to be a blast tomorrow night.
Oh, my gosh. It just is finally here. Finally. We've been talking about it, and I know this team was very much, hey, we're going 1-0 last week and taking care of business last week and not making it as much about Colorado, but we've been talking about this for how long now, and it's finally here. And on campus, there's already a buzz. There's people driving around, and then, oh, by the way, Greg, much to I'm sure the sheer delight of our chat room, there's going to be some red balloons tomorrow.
How about
being
that?
Released into the atmosphere.
First touchdown. There are going to be, I think, a couple thousand balloons passed out before the game. So first touchdown for the Huskers. Let those bad boys fly up.
Which
in the air.
I've never seen, by the way. I've never seen it. Because
That's right.
was taken away my first season. So my parents are coming up, and I told my mom, you better make sure you get your red balloon. So I cannot wait. I can't wait to see it.
One year, though, we had one that drifted into the booth. And I think I got chastised because they go, I got a balloon in my booth. And that's kind of been turned into a fun little clip. for me. But you're right, you have that. There's a lot going on. You got the 94 team back for their 30th anniversary of a national championship. In fact, you're involved in their banquet tonight. They're going to have their own tunnel walk tomorrow before the current Huskers come out for their tunnel walk. That'll be cool. Frank Solich being honored for being enshrined in the College Football Hall of Fame later this year. They're going to honor the volleyball team tomorrow during the game for their Big Ten title from last year. So there's a lot of cool events, and we all know how much fun night games are at Memorial Stadium. And I think you're right, Jess. I think the minute we lost the game a year ago in Boulder, everybody was like, just wait till you come to our place next year. I think everybody's been ready for this for 12 full months.
Yes, I think so. They're, in terms of just the show and the production, they're pulling out all the stops. It is going to be just an incredible show, but then I think it's going to be just a great game. And yeah, same thing last year, which I had a few comments made to me, but, I think we were all sitting there thinking, okay, let's show them what Memorial Stadium is about. And so we heard that Colorado was trying to prepare for how loud it could be. I don't think they could simulate it at all. I don't think there's anything they could do to simulate how rocking the atmosphere is going to be, how loud it's going to be. I feel like tomorrow, you talk to a lot of players and coaches, and they don't like to wait around all day for a night game. But the night games are certainly fun, but I feel like it's going to take – tomorrow might take a while to get there. So, but it's going to be a fun day all day long. But, yeah, I can't wait for the Buffaloes to experience Memorial Stadium.
Particularly the guys on the Husker defense, the black shirts from last year, the Robinsons, the Hutmakers, the Giffords, those guys are really anxious for another shot at this offense. And I went back this week and I watched last year's game. I mean, it was a 3-0 game with 3 minutes to go in the first half. So really the whole first half, Tony White's defense did a great job of bottling them up. And then Huskers threw a pick right before half that turned into a quick 7 points and made it 10-0 like that. And then I think Nebraska's Dauber got down a little bit in the second half. And the final score I don't really think was very indicative of how close that game was. And so I know Nebraska, particularly the guys on the defensive side of the ball, are really anxious to atone for the way that final score ended up last year. And knowing that they have the backing of the fans that are going to create havoc for Shedeur, trying to change plays, the line of scrimmage, make some checks, do those kind of things. He's got to battle the noise, and that is can be a real problem for visiting quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Greg, I think, going back to last year, I mean, the defense straight up dominated that first half. And then the offense turned the ball over. They had some momentum going, and then it seemed like every time that there is some momentum going for Nebraska, the offense had a mistake. And, that seemed to me to be the turning point of when this defense started having the mindset, we cannot worry about anything else that's going on. We can only do what we can do. So, they might have been affected. I think they got a little tired just with, again, it was warm that day, and then just with the offense of Colorado. But I think even still, that being said, just the mindset of, we can't let anything else going on affect how we play. And we've got to be able to control what we can control and take this matter into our own hands. And then I think you saw that evolve and really take shape all throughout last season, the different kind of mindset of hey, it doesn't matter how many points are on the scoreboard. Our main goal is 0, no points for what we allow. And I think that carried over into this year, even despite having what they believe to be a better offense, an offense that can manage more points. It's still kind of the same mindset and message I feel like I've heard from a lot of these players. Hey, it doesn't matter. And I heard Coach Butler saying it to his guys the other day in the middle of one of his huddles. Don't worry about the game. It's going on outside of you. We got to stay locked in right here on what we're doing. And so, but I feel like that Colorado game was a little bit of a turning point of, we dominated, and then we let it get out of hand as far as the defense. And so instead of worrying about anything else that might go on that's out of our control, we got to stay locked in on what we can do. And then we certainly saw that throughout the rest of last season.
Jess, I'm really anxious to see what kind of game this is. Is it a game that somebody gets to 30 points, or is it a game that's in the low 20s? I don't know what to expect. And people have asked me all week, is this going to be a shootout? I think it has the potential maybe to be, but I don't know that I see the black shirts giving up that many drives in this game. So I don't know. That's why I'm really fascinated in a lot of different facets of what this game is going to eventually look like. in a little over 24 hours when we get this thing kicked off. So that, to me, adds to the intrigue. Is it going to be 35-31? Is it going to be 28-24? I mean, I'm not quite sure where to zero in on what the point total is going to be in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we've heard it all week from Coach Rule and Coach White and just the defensive players. There's a ton of respect that they have for the offensive weapons that Colorado has. And you're talking about NFL talent, elite talent. And so, you know, I think, hey, I'm all for a shutout, and I believe that this defense can do it, but I think it'd be a little bit of a hard thing to do to contain Colorado just for no points. And so that's been a lot of what I've heard too, is just there's going to be adversity. We've got to be able to handle it. You go back to last week, Malcolm Hartzog and the defense end up having a miscommunication. They give up the long touchdown play. And then what does Malcolm do? He bounces back and he gets an interception a little bit later in that second quarter. And so it's how you respond, and you cannot let one play continue to you know, affect. You got to move on from whatever play it is, good or bad. And so if Colorado does happen to have an explosive play, which they are certainly capable of doing, you got to be able to put it in the rearview mirror and not let it affect the rest of what you can do. Now, Jeremiah and I talked about this week, and he wants Nebraska to control the clock and keep that Colorado offense on the sideline, which hopefully Nebraska will be able to do. But I feel like if it is necessary for this to be a little bit of a shootout, I don't, you know, certainly this team doesn't want that, and this defense doesn't want that. But if it is, I feel like Nebraska does have the offense capable of managing more of a high-scoring game than what we have seen in the last couple of years.
I totally agree. Jeremiah's words are spoken like a true offensive lineman. He just wants to put it on their backs, run the ball, and do that. And a lot of Husker fans are certainly in agreement with him. Speaking of Jeremiah's, coming up here in a couple of minutes, we'll have a little bit of the latest sideline slice that got posted a couple of days ago. We'll play you part of that coming up here on Sports Nightly. We're going to hear from Turner Corcoran, one of those offensive linemen for the Big Red, in hour two. And then the Big Dog will be back, and we'll make our picks, our Big Ten picks, brought to you by Choices Treatment Center, coming up in the second hour of the program. Real quick, before we head to our first break, nice bounce back by Volleyball last night, a sweep. They needed that. They took care of the Citadel. Some pretty impressive numbers. They hit at a pretty high percentage. Still some service errors in there, but I think to everyone on that team, they were glad to be back on the floor that quickly after the really tough performance Tuesday night in Dallas against SMU. Nice bounce back. Not perfect, but you could kind of see that they were at least putting that game behind them. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's where we were chatting a lot about. Good thing that they don't have to wait long to play. You can get back out there, get the bad taste out of your mouth. And we saw some good things from, say, Layla Blackwell. I heard, you know, Lauren just really raving about her and what the Huskers were able to get out of her. And so you got to see some positives out of some different players that were able to contribute. And that way, if you do have we haven't really talked much about this, but, you know, I know Lauren and I dove into it a few weeks ago, but the travel schedule is going to be daunting for this volleyball team. And it's going to be a lot when you start talking about flying across the country and having those back-to-backs, which Nebraska has quite a bit of games where they have a quick turnaround when you get into Big Ten play. And so having the luxury of having some of this depth, and while they're trying to figure out the rotations right now, there's going to come a time when I think they're going to be really glad that they have it. And so, you know, to be able to utilize and get some people involved here early and last night, I think was a big positive, and they'll look to build off of it. It's going to be a big day for Nebraska volleyball, too, because they've got some recruits in, and so they'll have a match again on Saturday. Then they'll get ready, and they'll go to the football game and be there and be honored, as you mentioned, and then also have some big-time recruits on the sideline as well. So it's an all-day affair for Nebraska volleyball tomorrow. Big one, big day for the Huskers. I don't know if you heard it, Jessica, but on Tuesday's postgame show, Lauren kind of put Coach Cook on blast. She's like, why didn't Layla Blackwell play? Yeah. And he goes, well, we just couldn't find the rotation to get her in and all that. And she played last night and did a nice job, so that was interesting. Huskers play tomorrow at 1 o'clock pregame against Montana State at the Devaney Center. Then they will head over. Also, last night in his press conference, Coach Cook was asked about Skylar Pierce. They are talking about redshirting Skylar Pierce this season. She has not hit the floor yet. And John Cook said, yep, we're in discussions about that right now. I thought that might be a possibility with all the options Nebraska has on the outside hitter part of this team. All right, that's kind of the lay of the land. When we come back, Jessica and Jeremiah a couple of days ago taped the latest Sideline Slice with Pearls Searles podcast. There we go. We're going to play a little bit of that coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Hey, Woodhouse, they have been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Go shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Back with a little bit of Slice of the Sidelines coming up next.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards going to see your favorite team in the playoffs. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can go see your favorite team in the playoffs. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but we cannot guarantee that your favorite team will make the playoffs or even finish with a winning record. They could easily lose more than half their games and finish in the cellar because they stink badly and haven't made the playoffs in years. Savings? Very possible. Playoffs? Highly doubtful. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates, not available in all states. We cannot be held liable for your favorite team's terrible and frankly embarrassing performances now or ever.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubbard here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty you can.
Call 402-391-2336.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at siddillonbuickgmc.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Our Akrs Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. So much fun to be here with you on a Friday night ahead of the Huskers matchup with Colorado tomorrow. 6:30 kickoff. Our pregame begins with Husker game day at 2:30 tomorrow. Earlier in the week, Jessica sat down for her weekly chat with Jeremiah Searles. Sideline Slice with Searles, brought to you by Valentino's. Here's a part of this week's podcast.
Welcome in to the Colorado Week edition of the Sideline Slice. He's been waiting for this. He's ready for it. He's Jeremiah Searles. I'm Jessica Coody, and we basically had to turn down his mic levels even before we even started this thing because you are fired up.
Never. Don't you ever turn me down, Jessica, especially after a Husker opener win like that. We haven't had one of those to talk about in a very long time.
Well, since I've been here, since we've been doing the podcast together, I've not been able to, we've not talked about a season opening win.
Just a dominant performance, getting the backups in, letting our quarterbacks spin it. We have running backs that want to run downhill. We have guys that want to hit. I couldn't have been happier waking up on a Sunday morning. I woke up, my heart was full, the air was cool. Everything about Sunday morning for me was just ecstatic, knowing that we have a fun football team to talk about.
Well, there's a lot to dive into, and we are going to preview the matchup with Colorado. But let's start you just rattled off a few of the positives. There were lots to take away, but I guess if you had to pick your #1 positive that you walked away with, okay, I'm really excited about that, what would be your #1?
That we have running backs that want to run downhill and run downhill hard.
What did you do when you saw Gabe Ervin truck that guy into the end zone?
I jumped up and down and screamed. I mean, I literally jumped up and down and was like, finally, we want to put one foot in the ground and go north and south and punish linebackers that want to make tackles. Punish them. If they think that they want to walk up there and meet you in the A-gap, make them feel it. Make them feel it. And just getting to watch that and getting to watch that we did it over and over and over again, that for me was where I'm going, okay, I can see a bit of an identity of this football team. I can start to see the identity of our offense where we're going to be a downhill football team. We're going to run the football. And then guess what? We have a quarterback that can throw it over your head. I am so excited to see what this offense can be and the execution, and only, 2 penalties I think we had? Right? 2 penalties, maybe 3.
Two in the first half with it was 2 for 20. It was only actually the first drive, I believe. And then after that, the first half was really, really a clean first half.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very clean first half. We had the 1 turnover, But, we talked about what did I want to see out of this group last week. I wanted to see execution. I wanted to see us go out and take command, and they did everything that I asked them to do. They did everything that coach asked them to do. We started the year on the right foot finally, right? And that's just going to lead to confidence going into next week. And Dante Dowdell, that man is maybe my favorite running back we have in our room right now.
Except for he fumbled the football.
That's okay. It's all right. I'm going to forgive and forget. But what he did with the ball in his hands, I feel like he set the tone for the physicality of running the football, right? Physicality running the football is contagious. Mm-hmm. When you're in a running back room and you're watching your buddy run over guys and you're watching your buddy go, hey, maybe it's not blocked up perfectly, but I'm putting my foot in the ground and 4 yards in a cloud of dust. All right, he's doing that. Well, I better do that too. And you saw everyone go and do that. You saw everyone go in there, but I really love how physical he is running the football.
I chatted with Turner Corcoran today, and I was asking him about all those running backs, and he wanted to make note. He wanted to make sure and make note of Gabe Irvin when he ran over that dude to get into the end zone. The offensive line, they get fueled. They get gassed up by when those running backs are not afraid to hit people, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you have a running back behind you that's like dancing in the hole and trying to bounce everything, and you're like, dude, put your big boy pants on. It's time to go, right? But when you have multiple guys that are going to be like, hey, if you're in the way, I'm going to run you over too. Got it. I will make sure that I get my big butt out of the way so that you will be able to run downhill. It's just a really exciting feeling to have as an offensive lineman when you know you have running backs behind you that are not afraid of contact. In fact, they invite contact, right? I only saw a few times that guys were kind of trying to make guys miss. Most of the time, if there was someone standing between them and the end zone, they were going through their face mask to get there.
Yeah, and, I think a lot of people were talking about, there's not a number one running back and all the ors. But I think we saw on Saturday just how much this offense can utilize all four guys. I think they're all four going to be able to have their opportunities, and, hopefully none of them get hurt. But as you've mentioned, it just is inevitable, probably going to have to deal with some injuries. But, I think we saw that they can all be utilized. We even saw Emmett Johnson catch a pass. I think they're going to be able to find ways to get all four of them on the field.
Right, and you talk about efficiency of runs. Efficient runs for me are 4 yards plus. So you look at it, you go Emmett Johnson, 8.9 to carry, Dowdell, 6.9, Ramir Johnson, 4.5, Gabe Urban, 4.0. So that means every single time that one of these guys touched the football, it was an efficient run. You're going to win a lot of football games with efficient running styles like that. And I'm okay that there's no clear number one, because me watching that game, I don't know if I could have put my foot down and been like, that's the guy or this is the guy. They all showcased. And so I think the narrative coming through camp was no one's really pulling ahead of the pack. Well, I think it's because all four of them are right there neck and neck. All of them have RB1 capabilities in them. And talk about a great problem to have is to have four running backs that you really feel you can put out there at any time and not have any drop off between all four of them.
Okay, so let's now talk about the passing game. And another guy that you're a huge fan of, and he jumped to your first practice that you went to out in the spring, Isaiah Nair, and he had translated to game day on Saturday. Over 100, he had the big touchdown. And then Jamal Banks was also, we saw how good he could be as well. But you can see how much Dylan trusts throwing the ball to them. But there's a lot of different weapons in this offense, and we saw a lot of them utilized. But I was guessing that you'd make sure to make note of 18 because you've been a big fan of his.
Yeah, the first spring practice I saw him, I looked at him and go, who is that avatar? Right, like paint him blue, and he's straight from Pandora. I mean, he's got the long arms. He can run. I mean, he is a wide receiver one at very, very many schools across the country, and we are lucky to have him because a lot of those balls were contested catches. I mean, a lot of them were ripping it away and finding the ball and high pointing it and taking it and ripping it away from the defender. And when you have the physicality of a big receiver like that, it puts a lot of fear in cornerbacks and safeties. Because you might be in great position, but he might just elevate over the top of you and just go get it. And he has a natural skill of just going and getting the ball. And to have him have 120 yards, 20-yard average was just – this was the first time, Jessica, that I can remember in the last probably 2 years where we were sitting in a 2nd and 30. And for so long I was like, well, here comes the screen or the draw. and we'll see what happens. And we're firing and pushing it down the field. And we haven't had that luxury, whether it's because of quarterback play or wide receiver play or offensive line play. We just haven't had the ability to say we trust guys to go make plays when we're in second and not very manageable, or third and not very manageable. And I got to see Dylan, and I got to see these receivers run good, crisp routes, get themselves open, create separation, and then putting the ball right on the money. That's something we haven't seen at Nebraska in probably 4 or 5 years, if I'm being honest. Yeah. And on a consistent basis. And so to say that we can have that now, and I get it, it's UTEP, but still, we haven't had a win like this that looked like a Nebraska versus a lesser opponent win in a long time. So I'm very excited about that. And I know people can say, well, we'll see this week. And yeah, we will see this week. But what they did last week was exactly what they needed to do from a skill position standpoint, building confidence, from a young quarterback standpoint, building confidence, and just putting the rest of the Big Ten and the rest of the country on notice that we are here to play.
You know, it's pretty remarkable just the change of dynamics, of confidence, of everything in a football team when you've got a quarterback like Dylan Raiola, you know, and I saw it firsthand at Oklahoma with some of the quarterbacks that OU had while I was there. But it's pretty incredible how much different, you know, everything can be when you have the elite talent at quarterback, right?
You give yourself an opportunity in every game. When you have a trigger man, and whether it's high school, college, or the NFL, if you have a trigger man that can make a difference and pushing the ball down the field and making good decisions, you will give yourself a chance to win every single football game. And I get it. It's one start. He's an 18-year-old kid. But from what I saw him and his performance, the way he commanded the offense, the way his poise, everything, he is talented enough to give us an opportunity to win a lot of football games. And is there going to be some freshman growing pains? Probably. I think we'll stumble a couple, but that's okay, because the freshman growing pains this year, sophomore, junior, senior year, if he even makes it that long, I think is going to be just pay huge dividends for us. But he is a special talent. He's the best quarterback, all-around quarterback. I'm not disrespecting Crouch. I'm not disrespecting some of the greats that have come before him. But from an overall quarterback standpoint, I think he's the best quarterback Nebraska has ever had.
Wow, wow. And, you know, again, as you mentioned, we can say it's just one game, but his teammates, the way that they've talked about him after the game throughout fall camp, I mean, they're not surprised at all. That's what he's done. And you could just see how much respect he has from top to bottom. I watched Ty Robinson put his arm around him, and Ty told me after the game, you know, I believe in him so much, and he's such a special talent and leader for this football team. And so I think that he's won over this football team. I don't think it took him long to do that, but you know, when you've got the trust already to it, it helps as well. Let's talk about the guys protecting him, the offensive line. You know, you talk about the run game and the pass game, over 500 yards of offense and balanced, over 200 rushing, over nearly 300 passing. How did you like the play of the guys up front, and then also the guys that came in and backed those guys up, because that was going to be a big thing to watch for you going into last week?
Yeah, I feel really confident with our right side of the offensive line specifically. Going all the way from Ben Scott, I thought Micah looked really good. Ben Hart picked up right where he left off last year. I saw some really good stuff out of Evan, you know, and then Turner had some good plays, had some bad, but I thought he played more consistent than he has in the last couple of years. You know, so lots of clean pockets, lots of opportunity for us to take those shots down the field. And we did some nice things, mixing in some different type of protections, keeping a tight end on one, chipping running backs out where we need to chip them, and keeping Dylan upright. So much of his success, and as great as he can be, is going to be determined of, can he keep 2 feet on the ground, or is he getting hit a lot? And we don't want young guys to get hit a lot. We want them to feel confident back there. And if we can have the balanced attack of not letting defenses get in second and longs and third and longs on a consistent basis, but living in second and 6 and third and manageable, we're going to give ourselves a chance to protect well. Too many times last year were we sitting in 2nd and 10 when the defense now has the upper hand. They know it's an obvious passing situation. They know we're going to try and take a chunk, or we're going to try and get back into it. If we can continue to win first down, our pockets are going to be easier to protect. We're going to be able to move the pocket well. We're going to be able to play our play action game, keep the base defense on the field instead of letting them get their pass rushers in on every single 2nd and 3rd down. And so I thought that the guys up front played a very clean football game.
Always good stuff from Jeremiah. And again, they do that every week and put that up to get a little inside look from a offensive lineman. I love getting that perspective from those offensive linemen. They see the game just a little bit differently. So, again, you can catch that. It's on all wherever you get your podcast. The full podcast is up. That was only a part of it. Quite a bit more of information out there from this week's appearance by Jeremiah. Again, brought to you by Valentino's. All right, we'll come back with more Sports Nightly coming up next.
Hi, this is Rex Burkhead, and I'm asking you to donate to the Team Jack Foundation to support childhood brain cancer research. Your contribution fuels the discovery of new treatments, enhancing children's lives and improving survival rates. Childhood brain cancer is a serious issue in Nebraska, where we rank number 7th nationally in incident rates. Every dollar brings us closer to a cure and a brighter future for these brave kids. Make a difference today by visiting teamjackfoundation.org to donate. Go Big Red.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corcoran Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Ma'am, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Sharpe and here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on New York equipment. The best warranty you can.
Call 402-391-2336.
Hi, this is Rex Burkhead, and I'm asking you to donate to the Team Jack Foundation to support childhood brain cancer research. Your contribution fuels the discovery of new treatments, enhancing children's lives and improving survival rates. Childhood brain cancer is a serious issue in Nebraska, where we rank number 7th nationally in incident rates. Every dollar brings us closer to a cure and a brighter future for these brave kids. Make a difference today by visiting teamjackfoundation.org to donate. Go Big Red.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corcoran Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Support childhood brain cancer research by donating to the Team Jack Foundation. Your contribution funds life-saving research for new treatments and offers hope to children and families. Donate today at teamjackfoundation.org. Always good to hear from the big fella, right? Jeremiah Searles gets his take on certain things going on for Husker football, and he is fired up. Jeremiah, a Colorado native, this game means an awful lot to him tomorrow night between the Huskers and the Buffaloes. Boy, is Indiana off to a good start. Curt Cignetti, first-year head coach of the Hoosiers. They're playing Western Illinois tonight. They just ended the first quarter 28-0. Indiana leads Western Illinois. This will be win number 2 on the year for the Hoosiers, and what a job by Curt Cignetti, who came in like a ball of fire when he got hired last year, made those wild comments at the basketball game when they introduced him to the crowd at Indiana about everybody in the league better look out for Indiana football coming down the tracks. And they won last week and beat Florida International last week, and they're ripping Western Illinois here tonight, 28-0 after one quarter of football. Big one coming up at 8 o'clock, Northwestern and Duke playing in Evanston. The Wildcats a winner last week over Southern Illinois, or over Miami of Ohio, and so now they get Duke at home. Duke beat them a year ago in Durham. They get them back at Evanston for this matchup, so that'll come on the air after we get off the air tonight at 8 o'clock. Rest of the Big Ten will be going tomorrow. Big Ten had a great opening weekend at 17-1. The only loss being Minnesota, and they certainly had a chance. They missed that 47-yard field goal as time expired and allowed North Carolina to hang on and beat them. So great start for the Big Ten. Good win by USC over LSU. So big matchups tomorrow. Interconference, obviously ours is a big one with a Big 12 and a Big 10 team playing. You've got an SEC team playing in Texas at Michigan tomorrow. And you also have Iowa State playing at Iowa. So some really big matchups. And Mississippi State is at Arizona State. So there's another SEC Big 10 matchup. Or no, Arizona State, I guess, in the Big 12. So some pretty cool matchups around the country tomorrow, and we're going to pick a lot of those games coming up in hour number 2 in our Pick'em segment. Camden picking for our students. A little pressure on Camden. We'll explain more about that coming up in hour 2, how well the students did in week number 1. Good bounce back by John Walker's team after a couple of tough matches. They beat Creighton on Sunday, and last night they traveled out to Corvallis and knocked off Oregon State on the soccer pitch 2-1. They'll continue their West Coast road trip. They'll play Portland U on Sunday afternoon. So they're going to pick off a couple of matches on this road trip out west. And we mentioned in segment 1, Husker Volleyball rebounded after the loss to SMU to take on the Citadel. In straight sets last night, they'll play Montana State tomorrow at 2. Pre-game coverage with Lauren and JB at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. All right, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a text. Your thoughts about this matchup tomorrow. I posed this question to Jessica in the first segment. Do you expect a higher scoring game tomorrow or a reasonable score? And I would put a game in the 20s as reasonable. If it gets to the 30s, to me, that would be a high-scoring game. What are you kind of thinking for tomorrow night's game with Nebraska and Colorado in this matchup, a rematch of last year's game out in Boulder? I don't quite know what to expect on this one. I think both sides' offenses are capable of scoring. I think Nebraska's defense is better than Colorado's. Shedeur is extremely talented quarterback. I went back and watched some more tape of them. He's really talented. He's got a chance to be, if not the top quarterback taken in the draft next April, one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks selected in the NFL draft. He is that talented. And my goodness, how good was it to have the NFL back? What a game in Kansas City last night. Came down to a length of the toe. Allowed Kansas City to escape a 27-20 win. They're playing in Sao Paulo, Brazil tonight, the Packers and the Eagles, as the NFL plays a game out of country down in Brazil. First time they've ever done that. So looking forward to that game. That kicks off here pretty shortly for the NFL night number 2. All right, 402-413-2400. If you want to pop a suggestion into the chat room. Crypto, I like your thought, 55-3 Huskers. I don't think that's going to be the margin of victory. I hope you're right, but I think Colorado's a little bit better than that. So we'll see. Keep them coming. Folks love to hear some of those thoughts. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Rule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker Football Spring Game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. We're back, final few minutes of Hour 1, Sports Nightly here on a Friday night. Art in Los Angeles with a text says he's calling Huskers 24-14. I think that's pretty close, Art. I think that to me would be a reasonable, not a shootout type game. I think that's probably in the neighborhood of where I'm kind of leaning toward a game in the 20s like that. I think this is going to be a heck of a football game, and I hope that people that are saying Nebraska is going to roll them, I hope you're right. I think that'd be fantastic if that's the case, but I know our coaches and our players are expecting a real battle. I think Colorado's coming here with the thought they're going to beat us again for the second straight year and the fourth straight time. I hope we get on top of them and really lower the boom. But I'll take a 1-point win. If we're walking out of Memorial Stadium tomorrow night with a 1-point win and sitting at 2-0, yeah, sign me up for that. I think that would be an awesome way to get this thing going. One of the keys, I think, for Nebraska and for Tony White and the defense, Nebraska did not blitz one time last week against UTEP. Not one time. One of the few, maybe the only team in the country that did not send a blitz in their opening game of the year. They'll blitz some tomorrow, but if we can get home with our 4, with our defensive front and not have to send extra guys and put pressure on Shedeur, get some sacks, get in his face, make him hurry the throw, then we can keep more guys back in coverage. That would be a big success if we can do that. Now, if we can't and they can block us enough, which I think is a big if, because I think we can overpower their offensive line in some cases. If we can get home with routinely 4, going to make it a long night for Shedeur in that offense. If we can't, he's so good at buying time and slipping out of pressure and moving the pocket to looking downfield, then I think that could create some big plays for Colorado, which we saw last year in the game, particularly in the second half. They didn't really get those in the first half. They got them in the second half of the game. So I think that's one thing to kind of keep an eye on tomorrow night. Can we get there with 4? And how often do we have to send pressure to really foul up the routes, foul up him a little bit, and move it? Because I'm telling you, these are really good wide receivers. Horn, Hunter, obviously, are really good. Wester's very good. They got good wideouts. And so if you have to cover for a lengthy period of time, that's a lot to ask for our secondary tomorrow night in this game. Also, I think Nebraska is much better equipped to attack Colorado with our offense this year than we were last year. We were still in the Jeff Sims phase of things. We played better, really, with Heinrich came in the game later. But I think we're much better off to attack them this year with Dillon and the multiple weapons we have on offense with Nayor and Banks and the bevy of running backs we can throw at them. I think we're going to put some points on the board. I think we're also going to have the chance, if we want, to run clock. And I just don't know. I can't get in the mind of Marcus Satterfield, Coach Rule, whether they want to have long, sustained drives or do they want to go quick. The beauty of Nebraska's offense is it can do both. It can ratchet up the tempo. They can go no huddle, or they can huddle, slow things down, snap the ball about every 30, 35 seconds. So the chess game will be in effect tomorrow night for this game. Should be just a blast. Game time temperature, they're calling for 72 degrees at kickoff tomorrow night. It is going to be beautiful. Fans are going to be fired up with a full day to get riled up, ready to roll for that one on Saturday night. Looking forward to that. All right, 1 hour in the books. When we come back, we're going to hear from Turner Corcoran, and then Jessica and the Big Dog will rejoin me. We'll do some picks of some games for college football for the weekend. All that straight ahead. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubbard here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty you have.
Call 402-391-2336.
Good evening. I'm David Swotek, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Nebraska women's golf will tee off their season this Sunday at the Badger Invitational in Madison, Wisconsin. The three-day 54-hole competition will show off the new talent on the team. The Husker women have only 3 returning letter winners, with 7 new members, all hitting soon at the University Ridge Golf Club. Live scoring of the event will be available on Huskers.com. The Nebraska men's golf team is also hitting the road to kick off the golf season, but not quite in Wisconsin. The Husker men are heading to Minnesota for the Gopher Invitational at Winsong Farm Golf Club. Graduate senior Reed Malik and senior Hamish Murray will lead the 2-day 54-hole event. Just like the women, the men's live scoring can be found at Huskers.com. After a tough loss earlier in the week, Nebraska Volleyball returned with a victory in straight sets against the Citadel yesterday. The Huskers only trailed 4 times in the entire match and hit 5 aces while not allowing the Bulldogs to have it even once. The next game for Nebraska will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Montana State as part of the Husker Invitational. All the action will be carried with pregame coverage starting at 1 p.m. here on the Huskers Radio Network. Timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Dylan gets the snap. Gets hit as he throws down the field looking for Nayor. Makes a catch inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Gets the snap. Back to throw. Steps, throws. Intercepted. Picked off Malcolm Hartzog at the Nebraska 43-yard line. It's his 4th career INT.
Serve. Goes to Laney. Good pass there on the side. Rebecca putting dents in the Devaney deck. It's 24-15. All Big Red in the first. Sinks her right hand into it. Line drive. Cross court. Decent pass by Gibson. Gets it back. Back right roll shot by Gibson in the purple top. Nice up by Olivia. Here come the Huskers to slide. Andy Jackson. Another rocket. Off the digging out of here. It's 16-12 Big Red.
Trips to the near side. Snap back to Raiola. Steps, throws toward the end zone for Banks. Goes up, makes the catch. And it is a touchdown, Nebraska. Jamal Banks out-leaped a couple of defenders and pulls it in there for 6 points. Lieben trips the fullback. They turn handed off to Gabe Irvin, and he is fighting his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Yep, here we are, hour number 2, Friday night, final hour of the week, final hour of the night as well. We're going to get you ready for Colorado football tomorrow. Looking forward to this one, 2:30 pregame coverage here on the network with Husker Game Day. Ben McLaughlin, Damon Benning will have that portion of our pregame show for you, and then we'll take you all the way to about 1:30 in the morning with Big Red Reaction. Hopefully it's a happy Big Red Reaction. Josh Banderas will join Matt Cody for Big Red Reaction tomorrow night. We got picks coming up here in a little bit. The big dog's going to join us. Jessica will have her selections as well, so we're going to get into that in segment 2. But before we do that, Jessica, a couple days ago, had a chance to catch up with offensive lineman Turner Corcoran. Played pretty well last week for the Huskers at that left tackle spot. You know, CU is going to want to send a lot of blitzes and looks at freshman quarterback Dylan Raiola tomorrow night. So offensive line play, communication with that line is going to be a key component of this game tomorrow night. So here's Jessica sitting down with Turner Corcoran.
Here with Turner Corcoran, well, overall, you got to be pleased with the offensive effort. Over 500 yards of offense, balance between in the air and on the ground. I mean, you got to be proud of that effort.
Yeah, I was all right with it, but, you know, we obviously are looking to in ways to get better in our offense. But, you know, something that was really cool was being able to get all those guys out there onto the field. You know, they worked their butts off too. And, you know, that's just what we wanted at the end of the day, was to get everybody in the game.
So what were some of the things in that you looked, okay, these are the areas we can be better?
You know, there was just a few miscommunication things up front from our standard. It wasn't up to our standard. And, you know, we just want to get those fixed heading into next week.
What does that say just about this team and this group and where you guys are at, that you have such high standards and you think that you guys should achieve more than even what you have in the past?
Yeah, we just want each other to get better every single week, every single day. And, with this week, we got a great opportunity. We got a good defense going forward that we're playing up against. They're very physical, very fast, and I think that we got a good challenge ahead of us.
All 4 running backs, especially there at the beginning, contributed in one way or another. What can you say about the way they read the holes that you guys opened up for them and took advantage of their opportunities?
Yeah, I thought they did great. One in particular moment that I want to point out is Gabe running. Yeah, great. Gabe Irvin, sorry. I know. Gabe Irvin running over one of their linebackers that Justin was blocking into the end zone on one of our goal line plays. I thought that was really awesome, especially working with him in the winter and the spring months, just because he's coming back from injury, just like me. I thought that was really cool to see him do that.
How fired up do you guys get when your running backs get physical like that?
It's really fun to watch, because they practice like that, and then when they're able to do it in the games, it makes us even more fired up.
Just the complementary football between the offense and the defense, and, when you guys have the fumble, the defense comes out there and gets the safety. How great is that to be a part of that when it's clicking like that for a football team?
Yeah, it was really cool because after we did fumble the football, the defense was running out there. They were like, we got your back, we got your back. So it was really cool to see them being able to not only get the stop, but force the safety and get us the ball back. So that was pretty cool.
The guys that are backing you guys up, we've heard a lot about them. How did you feel like they came out and performed when they got their opportunities?
Yeah, I thought Grant Segrin did a great job, specifically behind me. He had a nice reach block in the game and put the guy on his back. I thought that was really cool to see just because, he's been repping that every single week in practice during fall camp. And, he's been repping it, and finally gets a chance to do it in the game. So I thought that was really awesome.
How good did it feel for you to be back out there?
And it felt great. It was a long road, but, I was excited to be out there with my teammates and everything like that. And then also the fans cheering us on. It was a really cool experience.
All right, take us into the game week prep this week and leading into Colorado. Obviously, a lot of hype around this game, but what's the approach for this team? How are you guys going about making sure you're ready to go for that big-time game against Colorado?
Yeah, we just got to watch our film that we got on them and, just study it as hard as we can just because, that's what's going to help get us better and also getting the right looks out there on the practice field. They're, like I said, they're a really physical, tough team, really fast. And so if we get those looks, I feel like we got a good chance.
Appreciate your time, Turner.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So glad he's back and healthy, and that's been the thing with Turner. He's played a lot of football in Nebraska and a lot of left tackle, and everybody kind of wants to replace him. But really for the last 3 football seasons, he's been Nebraska's left tackle. Now, Teddy kind of wrestled the job away from him late last year, partly because Turner was banged up. But he's back in there. That line will be a key. It always is, right? Always is. It's a key in anything to try to get your ground game established in tomorrow. With a freshman quarterback, as I said in the earlier portion, Colorado's going to throw them a lot of looks tomorrow to try to confuse Dillon and see if they can get in his head. That line's got to be able to pick up blitzes, pick up the calls, all those type of things. And Turner's one of the more veteran guys really in the Big Ten Conference there at left tackle. Indiana all over Western Illinois now 35-0. They're nearing halftime. BYU leads SMU 7-3 early second quarter. And they're just kicking off the game down in Brazil with the Eagles and the Packers getting ready to play some foreign football for the National Football League. Well, when we come back, we're going to pick some games. Jeremiah will join us. Jessica will be back in here. Josh will have his list. I believe Canvin is picking for the students this week. We'll see how we did last week and pick some games. Have some fun coming up next.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
There's something to be said for American-made, but at Monolith, we're helping create Nebraska-made. From here in Nebraska, we're producing low-emission carbon black for tires across North America. Soon we'll be providing farmers with locally made fertilizer to reduce our reliance on foreign imports. We're investing hundreds of millions in our multiple Nebraska facilities and employing Nebraskans in high-paying jobs that support families and communities. Monolith, Nebraska-made.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It is, you know it, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. It's our big segment. I'm guessing everybody's okay with doing this tonight. Are everybody excited? Jess, you think for this or not tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Jeremiah, you ready for pick segment number 2?
I'm always ready. It's CU week. I've been steaming and foaming at the mouth since Sunday morning, Greg.
We had to calm him down a little bit when we recorded the podcast earlier this week.
He's got a little fire in his belly for
She
Colorado,
tried to censor me, Greg. She tried to tell me to calm down and relax. I was like, you don't get to tell me that on CU.
Josh had to lower the mic levels a little bit. He came in screaming and yelling and making a big scene. And I know people have a disdain for Colorado around here, but Searles his disdain is even deeper than most.
Another level.
He's got a few extra layers to his hatred.
It's a hatred. It's
towards
a hatred.
The Buffaloes.
It's not a disdain. It's a hatred.
All right. I love it. All right. Let's get into our Choices Treatment Center picks for the week. Let's review first last week's games. North Carolina, Minnesota. What a game. Gophers had a chance to win it with a 47-yard field goal late. Just missed. Where was that miss a year ago when we played up there, right?
No kidding.
I had Carolina. Josh and the students had Carolina. Jeremiah, Jessica went with Minnesota, and you missed it by about a foot and a half. It was a good tight football game.
Yeah, I actually went to sleep I think in the third or fourth quarter thinking, I got a point in this one, and then I woke up and found out differently. So I was, but that was just one of just a couple misses for me. So not the case for Searles.
Easy.
Wow, the first dagger of the
first shot across the bow.
Yeah, boom. All right, Penn State, West Virginia. We all went Penn State, and they look pretty good. I think the Nittany Lions are going to be I think they're a playoff team. I really do. So they win at West Virginia. All 5 of us took the Nittany Lions. Miami of Ohio at Northwestern. All right, gang. Jess, you, me, Jeremiah. We just can't get on that Northwestern bandwagon, and all they do is continue to go win. Josh and the students had the Cats, so we missed that one.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised that, obviously Northwesterns didn't have much offensive firepower, but I was surprised they were able to shut down Miami of Ohio the way that they did. But, I don't know. I just keep doubting them, and they keep somehow winning. So maybe we should change the tune this week,
Spoiler
Greg.
alert, they're on the picks this week. Yeah. Josh, good job on picking the Cats.
Thanks.
All right, UCLA at Hawaii. Bruins were down 10-0 at the half. Came back and won that game by a field goal. Didn't look great playing over in Honolulu, but they get it done. We all 5 took UCLA in a 3-point game. What that ended up being. The Sunday night game, all right, USC LSU. It's the best win by the Big Ten. USC really played well. Congrats, Jess. You and the students went with the Trojans.
I don't even know. I felt like that was such a coin toss because you didn't know really what either team was going to look like. And, old Coach Kelly, he's not off to a great start once again.
Jeremiah, what'd you make of that matchup?
The defense by USC was absolutely surprising. A year ago, I didn't think they knew how to tackle. They'd just kind of throw their bodies at people, and this defense came to play. They were hitting, they were flying around. If USC can play defense like that, then they have a chance to be kind of salty in the Big Ten this year.
Could be a playoff team. I think they kind of set that by the win over the Tigers in that game. All right, Michigan State at FAU, and Jessica just went against the FAU coach. Michigan State was not very impressive. They hang on to win by 6 points. They didn't play real well. All 5 of us took Sparty. They got to win. They're going to be coming up tonight in our pick segment as well because they do have a conference game this week. Georgia, second half, rolled Clemson. We all went with the Dogs. We all went Oklahoma State. South Dakota State did not put up too big of a fight, so we all got that one right. We were split on Miami at Florida. Jess, you, me, Jeremiah took the Canes. Josh and the students went with Florida. The Gators looked bad. They're in trouble. Billy Napier is in trouble now. Every week, the 3 of us got that one right.
We got it right. Miami's offense is explosive. They got a lot of different weapons, Searles.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently Florida's already pivoted and going to the true freshman quarterback this week, too.
They are.
Just throwing him in there.
Billy Napier, I think, is done. It's just a matter of when they want to make that announcement that he's out.
They just keep, it's like a rotating door. It's like worse than A&M these days.
Agree with you.
Did you see the Florida players going over, or the Miami players going over to the Florida recruits? And they were like, come here, don't come here. Come here, we run this state. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing.
A little salt in the wound right there. All right, we were split on our last game of the week, Notre Dame at Texas A&M. Jess, you and the students again went with the Irish and got the win. Jeremiah, myself, and Josh thought the Aggies could get it done. They could not.
I just didn't know really. I mean, I can't really take much credit. I just didn't know what Texas A&M was going to be with the new head coach, and you knew that Notre Dame was probably going to be pretty salty defensively, and so I took the gamble there, but probably got a little lucky.
Hey, lucky the Irish.
Both teams were not extremely impressive.
No.
Neither team was like, wow, this is a really impressive football team to me. Like, they both lack offense. They play good defense, but no one could push the ball down the field in the first half. Just kind of a boring football game.
Irish needed that one because they don't have a great schedule. That one, though, might get them in the playoff. That one win right there on the road might do that for them. Our Husker question of the week was, will Dillon throw for over 200 yards? He did, 238. Josh, you, the students, and myself got that right. Jeremiah, Jessica were doubters whether Dillon could get to 200.
Not doubter. I said I hope I got that point wrong, and so I'm okay with it. I just thought that, and it was pretty close. That was his last drive, and there was Heinrich was warming up. That I thought that he was done for the day, and he would have finished right under that. I thought he'd be right about 190, just right around that 200 mark, and that they'd run the football a lot more. But hey, I'm okay with not getting that point. I thought it was. I'm like I said last week, if that's a point that I get wrong, I am more than okay with it.
Good debut, wasn't it, Jeremiah, for the young man?
I won't bet against that young man again. He's the type of quarterback that will give you a chance to win every single football game.
Love it. All right, so the week one recap. The students go 10-1.
Wow, nicely done.
Wow. Who was that, Josh? Was it David?
David and Duke, yeah.
Good job, David and Duke.
Jessica, you, me,
brain trust.
Josh went 8-3. It's all right.
Nice
solid start. All right, let's move on to week two.
No, let's not. We gotta put it all out there. Put it all out there.
Trying to help you, big fella.
Comebacks, baby. Comeback season.
It's funny, though, like all throughout the week, Greg's been taking digs at Searles, and now we get on the air, and you're trying to be nicer to him, and you're leaving it up to me to make the digs.
He loves me too much, Jessica.
Yeah.
He loves me.
Jeremiah went 6-5, so got some work to do. But plenty of football season ahead to make this happen. All right, let's get into the picks for this week. We got a Friday night game, tonight game. It's in about an hour, less than an hour now. Duke and Northwestern in Evanston. Well, this is a tight line. The Wildcats favored by 2.5. I like them. I'm not picking against Coach Braun anymore. I think that they have the formula. They're going to play solid defense tonight, at home, at night. Give me the Cats, Jessica, to win tonight.
I'm still not going to go with them.
Wow.
I'm still not. I'm still going to go with Duke. Remember a couple years ago we all were in on Northwestern, and Andrew Dowdy was a Duke Blue Devil fan, and somehow Duke wound up. I don't know. This is one of those ones, if they prove me wrong again this week, I might change my tune, but I'm still not ready to pull the trigger on Northwestern. Searles came in on here last week and talked about how bad they are talent-wise, and they just don't have anything. So I don't know. I'm still going to go with Duke.
They don't, but yet they win football games. So I'm with you, Greg. I can't sit here and keep beating my head against the wall, so I'm going to take the Cats. I can't. I don't know what's happening over there, but they find ways to win, so give me the Cats.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the majority here so far. I'm with Northwestern. Defense looked solid against Miami of Ohio, who has a good offense. So, and Duke didn't look great in week one from what I saw. So they've got a new head coach in Manny Diaz. I'm going with the Wildcats.
Very good. The students, Jess, with you. So maybe you ride with the students. I think Camden's our picker this week for the students. So he goes Duke with that. So Jessica and Camden with the students go Duke. All right, Jessica, the prime game of the week is Texas and Michigan, two playoff teams from a year ago. This is big noon kickoff on Saturday. The Longhorns, even though they're on the road, are a little bit more than a touchdown favorite.
I will not say hook 'em, but I am going to roll with Texas in this one. I think that, give me the quarterback when yours, and I think they're a little bit crazy enough to say I think they're a little bit more talented than Michigan.
Michigan has a quarterback problem. They have a big time. They did not look impressive against Fresno. They did not look like the Michigan we saw last year. Texas, on the other hand, athletes, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Longhorns in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with you guys so far. I've got Texas too. Michigan, I'm just not sold on their whole offense, not just at quarterback, but it seemed like they were running the ball, and obviously they don't have Blake Corum this year either. So, yeah, I'm going with Texas too.
Students agree with that. You know, I will say this. Michigan's defense is really good. That front four is really good. And Ernest Hausman, we know how good a linebacker he is. Johnson, the corner, might be the best corner in the country. I think they'll give Texas fits. I think they'll keep the Longhorns down. But you guys are right. They don't have enough offense to win. I think it's a close, lower-scoring game. Texas goes on the road and gets a huge win here in week 2. All right, the Cy-Hawk Trophy in Iowa City with Iowa State and Iowa. The Hawkeyes a 3.5-point favorite. Jeremiah, how about this game at Kinnick Stadium tomorrow?
This was one of my harder picks this week, just based off of what Iowa are we getting? Are we getting the first half Iowa that couldn't move the ball against Illinois State, or all of a sudden the high-flying, explosive Iowa offense of the second half against Illinois State? I think I'm just going to default to defense here, and I have to take Iowa.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Is like 40 points in week 1. Like, what is this Iowa that we're seeing? So, but yeah, I'm with Ferentz back as leading the way. I don't know, will that kind of default them back a little bit? But I still am going to go with the Hawkeyes. But I agree with Jeremiah. I think it's going to be close.
Students are also Iowa. I'll go Iowa as well.
What?
I just think that defense, I know.
You told us
I
in
did.
July. Mark it down. You're picking Iowa State.
I know, but I have reserved the right to change my mind.
Like, I have the receipts to prove it. It was like August, wasn't it, Searles? Mark it down. Iowa State is beating Iowa.
I'm flipping back. I'm flip-flopping here. I'm like a politician. I'm flip-flopping. I'm going Hawkeyes.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
And I agree. I think Cade McNamara kind of found himself a little bit in that second half, and I think that carries over to today. Give me the Hawkeyes.
I mean, make it a clean sweep. How many wins in a row? But, I mean, Searles pointed out, I don't care what we know or don't know about the Iowa offense. We default back to why we picked them every single week last week. They've got a solid defense and special teams, and so I'm gonna give it to Iowa.
I got to go get those receipts and burn those things.
I have them. I think I screenshotted it for this very moment.
Delete those messages, Tom Brady.
All right. We have a conference game. Michigan State at Maryland for a game, and that will be a 2:30 kickoff on BTN. Maryland put up a bunch of points last week against a nobody.
Yeah.
Sparty looked rough on offense. Josh, you get to make the first conference pick with Michigan State at Maryland.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. The Terps look like a solid team. Again, not necessarily the strongest opponent in week 1, but the Spartans very underwhelming against FAU. So I'm going to trust my eyes here, and I'm going to go with the Terps.
The students also with Maryland. I am as well. I think Maryland just is a little bit further along than Jonathan Smith in year 1 at Sparty. The Childs kid was not very good in week 1. Now he's going to go on the road. I don't think he plays any better there. I think Maryland gets a conference win today.
I'm not arguing against you guys. I've got Maryland.
Yeah, clean sweep it. Give me the Terps.
Okay.
Turtles.
Everybody on the Turtles. All right, let's go to a non-conference game. This is a good one. Kansas ranked in the top 2019 at Illinois. Illinois is sold out. Memorial Stadium. Kansas all over the Illini a year ago when these two matched up in Lawrence. I think this is a pretty competitive game. I think Illinois can hang in there, but Kansas to me has a few too many weapons. I'll go the Jayhawks. I think this is a field goal game, but give me Kansas.
I've got Kansas too. I mean, Jalen Daniels is healthy. They've got a really good offense. I think they're going to be a little bit better and be able to maybe have just a little bit more on the offensive side of the ball. So give me Kansas.
Yeah, when that quarterback's healthy, he's so fun to watch. I mean, he's all over the field. He can run. He can throw. You know, so when he's healthy against a team that I think is probably a coin flip type game, I'm going to default back to the super talented quarterback here. So rock chalk.
Yeah, I trust Kansas in this one too. Illinois, I think, like you said, Greg, I think they can keep it close and maybe they'll win it. But just given the odds, I think it's Jayhawks that are going to win this one.
I think Illinois can run the ball and shorten the game, and I just don't know that they have quite enough late. But I kind of hope I'm wrong. I kind of like to see the Big Ten get a win.
That Fagan kid looks great.
He does.
By the way.
He does.
I mean, he looks big.
And Jeremiah, I thought their offensive line, and I know it was Eastern Illinois, but I thought their offensive line played pretty well.
They did. They have some good returning starters back there. They have some good size. They're built to control the clock versus Kansas is built to high fly and go, and I worry they might fall into the trap of the shootout.
Yeah. Well, this next game is because Jessica wanted me to keep some Pac-12 games on the schedule this year. Texas Tech, Coach McGuire's team barely survived an overtime game with Abilene Christian last week. Red Raiders go clear out there to take on Washington State. The Cougars are a 2.5-point favorite in a pretty interesting matchup. What do you think?
I did a deep dive on this one because I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And Texas Tech, as you mentioned, they still haven't found a way to play defense. And remember last year they were so different from week to week, which almost led me to want to take Texas Tech in this, thinking that they were going to be a different football team than last week. But have you seen the injury report list on Texas Tech? Their running back is questionable. They lost another linebacker, and they were already terrible on defense. So give me the home team. I'm going to go with Washington State.
I'm with you. They're beat up. When a game like this of two teams I'm not very familiar with at all, I'm just going to go to the spread. Vegas knows. Those glass chandeliers didn't pay for themselves.
Yeah, I didn't watch either team in week one either, but I feel like there's always a game early in the season like this where there's maybe a little bit of an overreaction and maybe a little bit overcorrection by Vegas. So I think that I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going to go with Texas Tech.
Nice.
I obviously have no idea, but yeah, I'll take the Red Raiders.
I mean, Tech has a ton of starters back. Now, Jessica did say that there are a lot of them are beat up and hurt right now, but Joey McGuire, I think, feels like this is going to be his best team he's had in Lubbock, but they just did not play well last week. The students are with Washington State. I'm going to go with Washington State, even though Cam Ward is no longer there. He's with Miami. Loved him, but I think the home team, night game, tough to beat on the road. I will go with the Cougs as well. All right, Jeremiah, coming to you for the next one. Arkansas, who rolled Arkansas Pine Bluff. It was a cream puff game for them to start. Oklahoma State took care of South Dakota State. Cowboys get to host this game at 11 a.m. on Saturday. How about Arkansas at Oklahoma State?
I like what I saw from Arkansas, and I know that it was just a puff cake game, but they looked physical. They looked like they had talent on running the ball. They were getting after the pass rusher, and it might be a trap game, and that might have just been all fluff and mirrors, but I really like from what I saw from that Arkansas team, so give me the Piggies.
Okay.
All right. Taylon Green is the real deal for the Razorbacks at quarterback. I think he can keep him in the game, but I think I'll trust the Cowboys here for another week. I'll go with Oklahoma State.
Students are with Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State favored by a little bit more than a touchdown. I agree with Jeremiah with his assessment of Arkansas. Better athletes, but the Cowboys at home are tough to beat. I think they take care of their home field and hang on and win.
Go Pokes. I got Oklahoma State as well.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. We got Jeremiah swimming up against the stream in this one, I love it. Good stuff. All right, out of conference, we'll go to the ACC. Tennessee and North Carolina State. Little inner battle here on this one. Tennessee, I thought, played pretty well. Can't say their quarterback's name. He's got a wild name.
Yeah.
Starts with an I. Both teams 1-0. Josh, I believe this one comes to you.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee here. I said with the Texas Tech one where there's maybe a little bit of a people go swing one way or the other early and overreact. But I think Tennessee is a really good team. They have a great offense. I think the quarterback, who we can't pronounce his name, had like 300 yards passing in the first half. So impressive there. And NC State had a bad week one. So I think that all is going to go that way. I think the Vols are going to take this one.
Yeah, they sure did. The students are agreeing with you. This is the Duke Mayo Classic. Mayo obviously is a mayonnaise type thing. Tennessee, to me, is a team that could make the playoff at the end of the year. I think they're that talented. The big guy is their quarterback. Give me the Volunteers on the road to beat NC State.
It's crazy to think about the Josh Heupel journey and how he basically loses his job at Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley comes in, but now here he is, and he's got it rolling at Tennessee. Yes. I'm going to go with the Vols as well. I think they're a solid football team.
For no other reason than I watched NC State last week, and they looked awful. Yeah, I mean, they did not look like a polished football team by any means. I think Tennessee comes in here and takes care of business, too.
All right, we're all five in agreement then with the Volunteers. Mississippi State at Arizona State. You talk about a weird week one result. Arizona State really pummeled Wyoming. Did not see that coming for Coach Dillingham in his second year. Jeff Sims is not the quarterback. He's the backup. Got beat out by Sam Levitt, who was at Michigan State a year ago. I thought the Sun Devils played pretty well. They're at home. That desert heat, late night game, ESPN, that's one that'll keep you up into Sunday morning. They're favored by 5.5. I think the Sun Devils go to 2-0 with a win over Mississippi State.
I got to agree with you. And, for also Coach Levy's in his first season at Mississippi State, and I think Arizona State's playing with some confidence, and at home, I think they're going to make it 2-0.
Agreed. I'm with you. Give me the Devils.
Okay.
I'm also on board with Arizona State. Yeah, Sam Leavitt, again, quarterback position is huge, and I think he looked really good in week 1, so I'm going to ASU.
I thought Michigan State missed the boat last year. He should have played a lot more, I think, for Sparty last year. I'm kind of glad he's found a home. Students are also with ASU, so it's all 5 of us on the Sun Devils. All right, I'm calling this the Billy Kemp Jamal Banks Bowl with Wake and Virginia playing at Wake Forest. It's a 1-point pick in this game. Jessica, what do you make of this matchup?
So Virginia has lost 5 straight in this series.
Wow.
I think they snap it. I'm going with Virginia.
Okay.
I'm going to go I like Banks better than I liked Billy Kemp, so give me Wake Forest. Picking with my heart.
I have no opinion. Did not look this game up at all. I'm going to Wake Forest.
Students go with Wake. I'll go home team. I think a lot of times when you have a 50-50 game, go with a home team. I'll go Wake Forest for no other reason than that. All right, is everybody ready for your Husker question?
Yes.
We're ready.
I'm going defense.
Okay.
All right, last year, Huskers sacked Shedeur 8 times. Ooh. Will the Huskers record at least 4 sacks Saturday night against the Buffaloes? I'll answer first. I'll give you the students' answer so that you guys can all mold this over
Searles
for a
doesn't
minute.
need time. Look at it.
Give me the over. Give me the over, Greg. Give me the over. I'll double a mortgage on the house. Give me the over.
Over. So I said it too low, you're telling me?
I watched week 1. North Dakota State almost pummeled Shedeur. I can't wait to watch Ty Robinson just crush him.
All right, so you're over 4 sacks for the Black Shirts.
Yep, over 4.
I'm a yes as well. So are the students. Josh?
What's a push? What do we get if it's exactly 4?
We'll just call it an even.
Okay.
No result.
No point, no negative point.
All right.
Greg wins because he's the house.
Yeah. I'm going to go under. I think that Shedeur is I know. Hey, I was the Husker homer in week 1, so I'm going to go the other way this time. I think that they're going to be in the backfield all game long, but I think that that Shedeur he's good at escaping, but I think he's going to maybe throw some interceptions in that pressure and things like that. So I don't necessarily think it means that Nebraska is not going to get pressure. I think that they will. But, yeah, I'll go with the under.
Good. I'm glad somebody's on the other side of this.
Well, listen,
Nope. You planted your flag. Don't backtrack it now.
No, I'm not backtracking. Last week, Ty Robinson had what was recorded as a TFL, but it was later changed to a sack. Or if that happens this week, what are we going to do?
Yeah. We'll know by the time we make picks next week.
All right. Just making sure.
All right, Jess.
I'm with you and Searles. I'm going the over.
Okay. All right. Love it.
I mean, I'll just never forget last year, Terrence Knighton knew that his guys were going to have a big day. And Searles knows offensive line play better than anybody I know, and he does not think they're that much improved. And so I think I think the D-line's going to have another big day.
And the crowd noise. Right,
yeah.
Jeremiah?
Yes, crowd noise, and Shedeur loves to try and hold on to that thing to the last possible minute. It happened to him a lot last week. North Dakota State took big hits. We got a lot more speed than North Dakota State up front. That's for sure.
All right. Love it. Jeremiah, better luck this week.
Yes, thank you. I need it. I'm back.
I think he's going to rebound. I really do.
Humble.
Well, he picked with the crowd most of the time, so yeah, he will bounce back.
I took Arkansas.
He did.
True.
He went on the limb on that. Oh, that's fun. Hey, our segment brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. Back with more Sports Nightly coming up next.
It's time again for some Nebraska Farm Facts. For Nebraska soybean farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices. And they have significant sustainability goals by 2025. 10% more energy efficiency, 10% less land, and 25% less soil erosion. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
In the heartland, where ambition thrives, there are those who are made and those who are made for more. Just like the Huskers on game day, Kloss, a leading producer of ag equipment, unleashes the power of ambition in the field. Discover why our cutting-edge machinery and unwavering support aren't just a promise, they're a commitment to your success. Because at Kloss, we know you are made for more. Visit your Kloss dealer or CLAAS.com.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corcoran Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs. They're the Midwest's premier John Deere dealers, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and, much more. Akrs solutions for every field. We're back here on a Friday night. Went a little long in our pick segment if you didn't pick up on that. We had fun, though. So not much for this segment. Green Bay leads Philly 3-0 late first, and the Packers are driving second and goal with the Eagles 5. Cam Jurgens had an errant snap for the Eagles earlier in the quarter. Indiana all over Western Illinois at the half, 42-3. Hoosiers, who are going to go to 2-0 with a win tonight. Is Kirk Cignetti going to be for real? Is this guy for real, maybe? He did a really good job at JMU. BYU, SMU, it's at the half. SMU, 3 field goals. They lead the Cougars 9-7. They're about ready to kick in Evanston, Northwestern, and Duke getting ready to play up there. And at the U.S. Open, the All-USA semifinal, Francis Tiafoe won the first set over Taylor Fritz 6-4. They're 3-all in set number 2. Busy day on the network tomorrow. We go on the air 1 with Husker Volleyball. John Bader, Lauren Cook West. They play Montana State at the Devaney Center at 2 o'clock first serve. Our football pregame coverage begins at 2:30 with Husker Game Day, Ben McLaughlin, and Damon Benning for Husker Game Day. All right, need to slip in a final break. When we come back, we'll spin it around the room and get everybody's winners and losers for the week.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker Football Spring Game. Thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hoving here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on New York equipment. The best warranty you have.
Call 402-391-2336.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Final few minutes of our Sports Nightly show here on a Friday night. I'm seeing some really cool pictures from the 1994 30-year reunion. That's where Jessica slipped off to tonight to go down and hang out down there with some of those guys. Seeing some cool pictures with Tommy Frazier, Terry Keneally, Jay Foreman. Oh, wow. There's some great names in there. Frank Solich is back for the weekend. Coach Solich is in a couple of these pictures, so they're having a great time. They'll be honored on the field tomorrow. They're going to do their own tunnel walk before the current Husker team comes running out the tunnel. 30th anniversary of that 1994 Husker National Championship team. And it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. Also, tomorrow they're going to honor the Husker volleyball team. They're winning the Big Ten title last year. They'll be out there. They play in the afternoon, but they'll be done in time to come out and be honored, I think, between the first and second quarters for that one tomorrow night. And I think there's some pretty cool light shows planned for tomorrow night. Crypto King wants to know who my spotter is. I think you kind of want to know who my backup is tomorrow night. My spotter's always been McLaughlin Crypto. He's always right by my side and does a great job with that, does our pre- and post-game shows and then spots for me during the game. But our old buddy Jeff Colhane, who used to host this show way back when, now is the voice of the Florida State Seminoles. They have an off week, so Jeff's going to be in town in case I have to hand the headset off at some point in time tomorrow night. So looking forward to having Jeff in the booth with us tomorrow as well. All right, time for this week's winners and losers. David, let's start with you tonight.
All right, for my winner, I'm going with Reese Snowden, the freshman on the soccer team. She scored not one, but both goals in the most recent match against Oregon State yesterday, and I thought that was pretty impressive. And then for the loser, me and my roommates, we were watching the Chiefs and Ravens game last night, and just the Isaiah Likely, the toe over the line to not win the game was just, it was something to watch, and it was quite sad.
Imagine if you had money on the line for that, right? And that toe cost you a bet or something, and I'm sure that did a lot of people last night. Heck of a game, though. So 6-0 Packers, by the way. All right, David, good stuff. Camden, what do you have?
All right, so my winner is Cade Povich. He pitched, I believe it was Tuesday night. He went 7 1/3 innings, allowed just 5 hits, no runs, no walks, and struck out 10 against the White Sox. So it was an excellent performance by him. And then as for my loser, I had some trouble picking my loser this week, but I'm going to go Fox analyst Joel Klatt. He has his own podcast he does every week. I think he's a really good analyst and whatnot, but he went to Colorado, and so he can kind of be a Colorado homer. He picked Colorado to beat Nebraska, even though he's hyped Nebraska up through much of the offseason. So I don't know how much of this pick is not getting backlash from Colorado fans and the alumni base, or if he actually believes that.
All right, that'd be tough on Joel. It's hard when guys have to pick games, you know. It's just tough to do, but hope he's wrong, right? We all hope he gets it wrong and does not land on that one. All right, I'm going to start with my loser. Billy Napier, the head coach at the Florida Gators, not because they got smashed in their opener by Miami, but if you watch his press conference, he couldn't get a bottle of water opened. And I'm sure his hands were sweaty and all that, and the bottle of water was probably sweaty, but he couldn't twist the top off. So to add insult to injury, he couldn't remove the water bottle top to take a swig of water while he was doing his press conference. So tough night for Billy Napier, whose days are probably numbered in Gainesville. I mean, they're not real patient. He didn't have a very good start to his career, and now this season getting smashed by Miami in their opener, and they did not look good at all. So Billy Napier is my loser. I'm also going to the soccer pitch like David, but I'm going Sarah Weber. Back on Sunday, Sarah had a hat trick, second hat trick of the year in the 5-2 win over Creighton. To have 2 hat tricks this early in the year, remarkable. Sarah has really picked up where Eleanor Dale left off last year, and I'm glad that soccer team has kind of found themselves with back-to-back wins, beating Oregon State last night 2-1. They'll play Portland on Sunday afternoon before coming back to Lincoln, Nebraska. So that's my winner for the week. So we had a couple of winners. Also, kind of a consolation, U.S. tennis. American tennis has not been on the upswing, but tonight you've got an All-American male semifinal at the U.S. Open with Francis Tiafoe and Taylor Fritz. Jennifer Pegula got into the finals for the women with a win last night. Her dad actually owns the Buffalo Bills, and so Jennifer is into a championship match at the U.S. Open. She'll play that tomorrow, so good stuff there. Thanks to both David and Camden and all of you for listening tonight. Pregame begins tomorrow at 2:30 with Husker Game Day. Enjoy the rest of the night. Let's go beat the Buffaloes. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your